Hey there, welcome to day 1166 of What's She Up To Now. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, documenting my journey as I transition from the brick and mortar corporate world of business to the online world of business. Spent over a quarter century, long time, in corporate America, working for some of the coolest corporations on the planet, as well as on the side, so more like 47 years, having different businesses in different industries on the side while working in corporate America. So lots of real brick and mortar experiences in different industries, lots of corporate experience in different industries, running from a not small, a large industrial bakery to printing to packaging to real estate to hospitality, all different industries. And it's given me an interesting perspective. Well, as part of my divorce a few years ago, I had the opportunity to divest myself of all my previous business interests and explore what I was curious about, something that I was interested in. Now, I'm old, but I'm not so old that I don't want to do anything anymore. So I decided I would explore the internet, the online world. I'd always been curious about it, but been so busy raising my family, running through my life, doing different businesses, and working that the internet was new. I know it hasn't been new for 20 years, but back then when I was busily building businesses in my life and my family, it was new and evolving. And I remember the days when we wondered if the internet would really be the behemoth that it is today. You know, whenever there's new technology. I remember when cell phones first came out and they were the size of a small briefcase or a suitcase. And we wondered and with what would happen with that technology. And now everybody under the sun, me included, is talking on a cell phone, and the power of our cell phones are bigger than and more powerful than even the old technology cell phones, than the whole computing systems in university. When I went to the colleges, we had big rooms and like auditoriums filled with processing equipment and things. And now our phones are more powerful and capable than those entire rooms were before, which is just amazing to think about. I want to talk a little bit about change reaction today. Your change reaction, my change reaction. Doing the Get Up and Go challenge. This is our 7th time through the 30+ day free Get Up and Go challenge, and created it as a response to the COVID pandemic. Early last year, I was already doing challenges. I've been doing challenges for decades, literally decades, long before the internet, long before the way people are using them as marketing tools today. I've been constantly doing challenges on a personal level with businesses, in my businesses, in other people's businesses, as a coaching consultant. We've always had challenges because I've always found them the most effective, fastest, easiest way to actually get transformation and results in my own life and in the lives of the people that I interact with and work with. So challenges just made sense to me, and I thought, well, what do I want to do? Well, I want to get up and go and keep moving no matter what's going on around me. I want to know that I am moving toward and making progress and growth toward what it is that I want in my life. Well, if I'm going to do that, I'm going to bring people along with me. So today we are talking about your change reaction. How do you automatically respond to challenges and changes that pop into your life? And we're not looking at what it should be or judging it in any way. We're just saying, what is it right now? When I'm faced with a change or a challenge, what do I immediately, automatically, instinctively do? Because we all already have a process for handling change, right? Early on in the pandemic, I hate to admit, I handled change in the way a lot of people do. I was in denial. I avoided it. I pretended it didn't exist. I thought it would just be a short-term thing, and for a couple of weeks, we'd have these changes and we'd shut down, and then boom, everything would go back to normal. Well, after 2 weeks and then a month and a half and things, that was apparently not going to go back to normal. There was too much in it for the people that were controlling the process to want us, the rest of us, the population, to go back to normal. So we had to adjust to and decide, all right, given these new constraints, what am I going to do about it? And so that challenged my own change reactions and caused me to think about, well, what do I want to do? How do I want to make this? How can I take all of this chaos and craziness and changes that are coming down the pipe and turn it into a positive for me and other people that I interact with? And so I came up with and actually figured out and analyzed, well, how do I handle changes when I get great results. And I looked at that and I said, oh, well, I followed the same process, the same framework when I get great results every single time. And then when I don't follow that framework, I get these iffy results. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad, sometimes they're just crazy chaotic. So I want to get good results all the time. How am I going to make that happen? And I installed in my subconscious a process that I now call the SOAP framework that automatically works in my subconscious so that I don't even have to really think about it. It was harder to think about what do I do when I'm faced with a change that gives me these results and figure out, well, what were the steps I was doing, than it is to actually just let it automatically play out in my life. So I'm teaching other people through the Get Up and Go Challenge how to create their own SOAP framework and actually just use the SOAP framework, but make it their own so that it gets installed in their subconscious. We practice it through each of the different areas and aspects of our life throughout the challenge. That's why it's 30 days. So you don't just learn something or hear it once and then not actually know how to make it work for you, make it work in your life. So we go through a lot of different examples and a lot of different ways that you could possibly apply it so that you can figure out, pick and choose what works for you and then make it your own. So that by the time we're done with the 30-day challenge, you have also installed in your subconscious the SOAP framework or whatever you want to call it, so that whenever you're faced with a change or a challenge, you're guaranteed to get better results after than before, because you automatically have this better process and way of handling anything that comes your way in the future. So I'm thinking about change reactions today and about, some of the things I used to do, and okay, once in a while I might still slip and still do with respect to changes and challenges, things that come my way, that especially the ones that, upside the head us and surprise us in ways that we don't feel delighted and surprised in a curious, happy, positive way. Those are the ones that we always will have things like that in our life, right? It's like if people tell you, oh, life is going to be sunshine and roses your whole life. They're setting you up for failure, right? Because all of our lives have good things that happen and bad things that happen, positive and negative, highs and lows. It's the nature of life. It's what makes life fun and exciting. I have personally found that the things that have challenged me in a negative way, that have been really hard, getting fired, getting divorced, having kids, having challenges with family, having health challenges, those things have actually made me who I am today, because I've had to figure them out, figure out how I was going to keep my life going in spite of chronic pain, in spite of a sudden cardiac arrest, in spite of being legally blind. I had to figure out, how do I still show up? How do I still be me and show up in the world the way I want to show up, no matter what happens, no matter what comes my way, no matter what comes on the pipe? Even a pandemic, right? Even a pandemic is something we can turn around to work to our advantage, to make our life better, not worse. So I'm thinking about that today. Thinking about our 365-day challenge to do one thing every day that centers you and me, and centers me is the reason I started doing it. And today we talked about no man is an island, and what continent do we belong to? And I said, of course, I belong to the continent of North America. I live here in the United States, so North America is my continent, literally. But I also think that humanity is, and humankind and human beings are my continent. We're all a member of the human race. So when we, do or say something that harms other people, guess what? We're really inadvertently and almost directly harming ourselves, right? Because whenever we do something that goes against our goals or our values or our core beliefs, it eats away at us a little bit. It's kind of like when we don't keep our word to ourselves, right? We can fool some of the people some of the time. You can fool a lot of the people most of the time, but you can never fool yourself. You always know if you're not being in integrity with yourself, if you're lying to yourself. Even if we think we don't know that we're lying to ourselves, on some level, we always know if we're lying to ourselves. If I am not exercising and not eating right, I can pretend and I can sugarcoat it and I can hide it to other people, but I can't necessarily hide it to myself. And it always shows up on my body, right? It always shows up on my body, what I'm thinking and believing about myself and what I'm doing, because what I'm thinking and believing about myself always manifests in the physical in my body. That's just the way things work. Sad but true sometimes. Also, working on the Get Up and Go, not the Get Up and Go challenge today, the Supersize Your Business challenge was about absence makes the heart grow fonder. And I like this one because I've got a lot of experience with this particular idiom or expression. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. Romantically, I've had experience with absence making the heart grow fonder. And it turns out scientifically they have proven this is true, that absence of people or things make us miss them more. They've done scientific studies on this and proven, at least in men, that absence makes the heart grow fonder. Because of course, dating and love and things are things that we study a lot, or that scientists study a lot. In business, it applies to our businesses as well, right? What if we're out of sight, out of mind in a positive way, then our favorite customers will miss us. But how do we continue to stay engaged with them and re-engage with them if they have slipped away to other products or services? Are we continually finding creative ways to serve them even during a pandemic? Are we finding products and services to provide to them as they ascend through and out of what our product's original problem solving for them was? Do we have something else that we can offer them? There will always be a group of people that will be attracted to and work with us, and no matter what we create, they will want to be a part of. Do you have a core group of people like that for you and for your business? If not, your number one priority right now is to start to build and develop that core group of people and customers that you can serve and count on for the lifetime of your business, for the lifetime of your customer. Some people serve customers cradle to grave, and they have products and services that are available from the time that they're born to the time that they actually die and pass away. Some businesses are set up with that framework. All of our businesses need to have some kind of a increasing value proposition where people can spend more money with us if they want to. At least in my opinion, they should. So that's what I'm working on. I think I've mentioned I'm in a couple different coaching programs right now, and I find it really interesting. The way it's making me think and grow and be even more open to different ideas and thoughts and beliefs. Of course, when a coach is telling you things that you already know and already believe, you go along with them 100%. But when they're saying something that challenges your current belief, that's when you get this pull and you're like, okay, how does this impact me? What do I want to do with this? How do I assimilate this into what I'm doing? Or how do I open myself up to absolutely positively change what I'm doing based on me actually hearing this new information or hearing this information for the first time? If you're as old as me, chances and you've read as much and done as much as me, you've probably heard something similar or some version of what you're hearing, like I'm hearing, before. Most of what we hear, most of what we know is stuff we've heard before or been exposed to in some way, shape, or form, whether it's a book, a movie, a tape, a course, a program, a webinar, a lecture, a speaker, a work thing. We've usually heard some version of stuff before. Now with the internet and all the memes and all the sayings and all the articles and all the books and all the ebooks and everything, there's everything you would ever want to know is out in the world right now. And it's up to us to take that and then morph it into something that allows us to make it our own, and that allows us to change it and use it in a way that's meaningful for us. But there's so much out there, people who read a lot, and me included, sometimes we'll read a book and we're like, geez, I didn't get anything new out of that book. I used to think that, but now I read a book, and anytime I read a book or look at something or read an article, I'm like, what is that reinforcing for me that I might have already known, but I'm seeing now in a slightly different light, or I'm getting a deeper understanding of that concept. I'm always looking for the one nugget I can learn from something. I don't expect any one thing to be the be all or end all, and the magic pill, the magic bullet, the silver bullet, the magic button, whatever, the easy button. I look for the thing that I can get out of it and that I can learn, and then what can I use and apply? Not only what can I learn, because I don't just want to learn for learning's sake, what and how can I use this thing? How might I use this thing? And that's what I'm looking for in everything now. So it's really interesting to see these totally different approaches to business and life and success. One is very hardcore, hard work, just do it. And the other is your communication and is a much softer approach. And so it's interesting to see how these are different and similar, and how I can use all of it to keep growing and becoming the person that I want to become, the leader that I want to become. So, interesting but fun, right? All right, that's all I've got today. Have an awesome day. If I can help you in any way, ask in the comments below. Otherwise, I will be with you tomorrow, just filling you in on what I'm doing as I'm making this great transition from the offline world to the online world. And again, I think I mentioned yesterday, watch as I might be sticking my fingers back in the offline world some more, because I really, really miss it. And one of my coaches is all about the offline world and really making things happen in that. And the other is all about the online world and making things happen in that. I had someone else offer to coach me yesterday, and I'm like, all right, I already got 2 coaches. I can't do 3. Have you ever tried to work for 2 bosses? Been there, done that. Really miserable. Never works unless you share your expectations up front with all three get in a room. And all right, this is what you expect of me. This is what you expect of me. This is what I expect of each of you in terms of getting along, so that I am not pulled apart at the seams trying to serve 2 masters. All right, that's it. Have a great day. I'll be with you tomorrow.